G'day everyone and welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat and this will be my Knackers Yard. This will be Sting, the CB400 Super Four, who has no triple tree to it because it's whipped it off. So on the last video I said my 30mm socket rocked up, and it did, and it was just that straight bolt off, the two retaining bolts on the other side, and then hoiking the whole unit off. I have managed to get the ignition off. You get that a bit of a clean as well, so the whole piece has come off. Back of the headlight could do with a bit of a clean up, but actually isn't too bad, and we're pretty much set on that side, out in my workshop, otherwise known as my bins, amongst the flies and all the other stuff floating around. And that is the top yoke off, and covered in paint stripper to get rid of this old shite, which is underneath it. It looks like it's been primed underneath as well, so it was nicely prepped but just badly executed. So I'm going to leave that to do its thing and eat in and eat that paint out, and then get some fresh black on it. As part of the whole concurrent activity piece, I did drop the light to unplug the ignition set, because I didn't know. It's a difficult one. It varies from bike to bike, from year to year. Quite often they are blanked off, so they are security bolts, so you can't take the actual ignition off. You could in this one, they were just straight bolts, so I just whipped them off, so I haven't had to undo it complete. But while I've got the front off, it's a great opportunity to just sort out these indicators, and I'll get on with that shortly. They should be straight plug and play, so it's just tracking the wires. There'll be one live and one neutral. Plug them in, make sure they work. The key bit that I'm looking for here is that the flasher relay will fit my LED lights that I've got in, i.e. it'll still work. So let's give that a go. Right, and a handy little demo here. Now, I didn't know this, and it's thanks to Mike and his box of tricks that he gave me for Rat Boy. That yeah, I'm not even going to claim knowledge of this beforehand. So, going from a bulb to a LED. This is my really basic, really basic electronic knowledge here. The resistance changes, so what you could end up with, if you plug a LED into a bulb, is the flasher relay not being able to cope with the change in the resistance. So what you would normally do is go for a change of flasher relay, but what you can have is your cake and eat it with the addition of one of these doohickeys, which is an inline relay as far as I understand it. So it just plugs into the frame, plugs into the wiring loom and into the bulb, and it rectifies your issue, which is what has gone on here. And let me see if I can do the same on the other side. And there we go, there's one attached on both sides. So I now have flashing left indicator front, flashing right indicator. You just check the back still flashing at the correct rate. Happy. Yep. And left. It's a bit hard to get to because I've dropped the handlebars at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Right, so they work well. Now I've got to go and do the school run stuff, at which point I will tidy that up, and there we go. I will tidy that up and remove these ugly bad boys, put these ones in, tidy up the wiring. Now the one disadvantage of all of this is you've obviously got a little bit more bulk to try and hide afterwards, but that's not insurmountable. Cool. And there we go, there's one attached on both sides. So I now have flashing left indicator front, right indicator. You just check the back still flashing at the correct rate. Happy. Yep. And left. It's a bit hard to get to because I've dropped the handlebars at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Right, so they work well. Now I've got to go and do the school run stuff, at which point I will tidy that up, and there we go. I will tidy that up and remove these ugly bad boys, put these ones in, tidy up the wiring. Now the one disadvantage of all of this is you've obviously got a little bit more bulk to try and hide afterwards, but that's not insurmountable. Cool. Okay, so welcome back. It's the next day. If my phone buzzes away while I'm chatting, it's because while I'm filming, sorry, it's because I'm chatting away to Charlie, the motorcycle rescue in the background, who also seems to be an early riser. So what have I done and what am I doing? So last night I polished up the mudguard. I'll show you that later because it's still in the house at the moment, so I don't trip over it. I polished up the back fairing and it looks good. Looks really good. Now, I've said before and I'll say it again, fresh polish is thirsty, so you will find that you need to keep doing it. You look at it and go, wow, that's super shiny. Get all excited, leave it for a day, come back and it'll dull off. It's just soaking up, well, got no scientific background to that, but it seems that it's just soaking up fresh polish, so that's good. I'll see if I can find the bolts to secure that. Top tree is sorted and dry. I wanted to get this dry because I need to get it back on today really, so that's a damn sight better than was. Not perfect but pretty good. And the two bolts are next to it. Kit is looking after that at the moment. Now before I start, excuse me, I'm a bit snotty this morning. Before I start trying to put that on, etc, etc, what I do want to do is first job today is to mount the indicators that I've got plugged in now. Get rid of these bloody horrible things. I've got to find the bolts for them. I can't remember where I put. Anyway, put them on. What I also want to do whilst this is stripped down is, well, what I want to do, what I'm going to have to do is mount this from the ceiling via the frame. I normally do it from the handlebars, but it's going to have to be through the frame. A bit of bike bondage up to the ceiling. Take the front wheel off and do a bit of a piss around to get that mudguard on. Now I'm going to be super careful because I've cocked it up before and really don't want to do it again. Yeah, so that's first jobs today. So first things first, let's get this, get these indicators mounted, which should be a quick job. It's probably going to take me longer to find the bolts for the indicators than it probably will to mount them. But get those on. Oh Christ! Yeah, nasty. Get those on and get them, get the headlight all back on. And just get it bike bondaged. I'm not going to film that because it's dull to watch. Apologies for weird sounds yesterday. I've got a little handheld phone holder that I use. I couldn't find it yesterday. I was holding the phone, so you heard my hand rubbing against the frame of the camera, which is a bit wanky. Right, let's get on with this. Right, so there we go. Nothing's as quick as you think, is it? Looks good in the end, and most importantly, they work, which can only be a good thing. Looks really slick actually, I think. Anyway, right, mudguard. So I've suspended, or wrong, supported the front end. It's on a rear axle stand, so it's not going anywhere. What I want to try and achieve is get it as close to, I don't really need it off the ground because I've got to get that wheel back on, but I want to get it close. I might try and hoik it up a little bit more, whip that wheel off, and then I'm going to go and grab the mudguard. Well, that was about as careful as I could be, and I've done it. So it's on. Sorry for the bright light over there. I was trying to follow the bolt holes. Yeah, all good in the hood. Let's get this top yoke back on. Right, so there we go. That's the top yoke back on. I did also take off. This was like silver, crappy. So I've sprayed that up as well. Haven't secured it yet, but I will. Quite like the little silver Honda. I'm not going to change it. I was tempted to black that out as well, but so I need to secure that on. But I thought, whilst I was doing that, and just for effect, chuck the tank on. Now this tank hasn't been rubbed down. It's just raw 2K clear, if you like. The rub down and shine is probably tonight, to be honest. I don't think I don't want to waste beautiful sunshine like this by doing a job I can do in the kitchen at night. Look at that. I am well chuffed with that. Well chuffed, and actually I think it looks better. Well, I don't know. It looks great with a black mudguard. Would it look better with a yellow one? I don't know, actually. I think it looks really good with a black one. Matches off quite nicely with the side panels. So, brilliant. Well happy. What have I got to do? I'm still waiting for that sodding back brake. But I do have the old one there, which is, you know, got plenty on it, so that may well go on tomorrow if the brakes don't arrive today. Don't know. Want to get that tank cut down tonight. Got the decal is under the seat actually. Colour match is pretty good. Happy with that. And it's looking pretty sweet, I think. Yeah. Well happy. And then beyond that, it's really a case of waiting for the DVLA. I've submitted the paperwork on the change of colour from the purple. It only went this week, so it's probably going to take a few weeks. We shall see. I've been quite fortunate with the DVLA, and I've probably just given it the kiss of death by saying that. But we'll see. I'm desperate to take this out and give it a go, but I really want a back brake to do it with, because I don't just want to poodle up and down the hill. I want to take it around the block. Yeah, happy. That'll do me for the day. It's a lovely day, and we probably haven't got many more of these, so I want to get out with the missus and kids and do stuff. I've got an early start tomorrow because I've agreed the purchase of a stablemate. So whilst the work on this is towing down, I've got a new project coming. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to leave it to the surprise tomorrow. But I'll give you a hint. It's a sports bike. I like big sit-up cruisers. They don't come around that often, and I do like tinkering with them. I've not really played with a sports bike, so it is a sports bike, late 90s, 99 sports bike. That's as much hint as you want as I'm going to give you, but go on, have a guess, chuck it in the comments. What do you think that's going to try next? But yeah, I am really chuffed with this bike. I really want to get this tank done so that I can give it a run. But that's this evening's job. And by this evening's job, that's going to be a rub down, 1200, 2000, 2500, shining cloth, cut and compound, Maguire's, then turtle, go away, then turtle wax, and then the decal needs to go on. But I'm not in a rush to do that. I'm not convinced I'm going to put one on. Actually, I think it looks pretty sweet without. Yeah, happy with that.